We're going to do a show about fucking Family Mart ice coffee.
Nasty Labs. Nasty Labs.
Welcome to Nasty Labs Podcast,
Legally the best
podcast. And we're part of the HyperX Podcast Network, and we're the game studio Chu-hi Labs, where we talk about games, Game Dev Japan, and whatever else comes up. As always, we're your hosts, Kinsey and Mark. So open yourself up a Chu-hi and let's go!
Kinsey, Burke, how the hell are you? I'm not going to comment on that intro. It was too fucking good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. We are outside right now in beautiful Kyoto, Japan.
It actually is pretty.
The sun is shining.
Yeah, it is pretty tight.
Life's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. The weather finally changed. It's been dumping down, pissing down rain lately, but the weather's turning around. I'm pretty happy. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Kinsey, Burke, before we get into it, you've been going out a lot. You've thrown beers out the window. You said no more of that shit. I'm strictly in Chu-hi.
I've been in Chu-hi land for about a week now.
Uh-huh.
And it's a pretty cool place to be. Been trying new flavors.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had a banana one the other day. Tastes a lot like Runts. I
Okay.
can't decide if it was good or bad, but banana Chu-his are a thing. I didn't even know.
Neither did I until just now. That sounds disgusting. Was it actually disgusting?
It was fine. It was
Okay, so
fine.
what's been the worst one you've had so far?
The worst one?
The worst Chu-hi you've
Well,
had?
none of them have been bad, so I would say banana.
Have you had any cans of Chu-hi yet? Like the
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually one I really like, but you know what we're going to do?
What?
We're going to put a pin in this
Okay. Sorry.
because we're coming back to Chu-hi's. Don't worry.
All right. That's what I'd like to hear.
Always
Yeah.
coming back to Chu-hi.
Dude, it seems like it's kind of your life, and I like that it's our life because we're Chu-hi Labs, legally the best. All right.
And we have a great show lined up for you today. As always, we're starting with What Up, where we talk about what we're playing, and today's a doozy.
Oh, shit.
And then launching right into the main topic, and then we'll answer... wait. Ah! Then after that is news. How many
News.
times have we done this? 30, Kinsey.
30.
And then after that, we'll answer your questions.
It-
So
oh.
let's do it.
Make room for huge plays with the HyperX Alloy Origin 65 mechanical keyboard gaming and the Pulsefire Haste wireless mouse.
The Alloy Origin 65 is functionally has a functionally compact form factor,
Yeah.
keeping the arrow keys without the numpad and the function keys. The Pulsefire Haste is the lightest wireless mouse from HyperX,
Yep.
featuring a robust connection up to 100 hours of battery life, and even water resistant.
Water resistant. You can take it on your next diving adventure up to 100 meters below for 100 hours. The Alloy Origin 65 and Pulsefire Haste wireless. Well, that's a weird sentence. Keep your setup clean and clutter-free, whatever, with the Alloy Origin 65 mechanical keyboard.
And Pulsefire Haste wireless mice.
Go to
mouse. There's only
hyperx.com.
one.
Go to hyperx.com, hp.com for more information and have a good time.
And now it's time for What Up, where we talk about what we're playing, which is the same thing this time. And that's so
Yes.
exciting because we've been playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland as a studio. Like,
Yeah.
the golf team's been playing it, and
Yeah.
it's been so much fun.
It has been amazing. I have a little bit of a history with Tiny Tina, and Borderlands, and it's so. I've never played it solo. I've only played it with people, and we're playing it with 4 people co-op, and it has been absolutely amazing. Tell me about. Have you ever played it with co-op before?
Yeah. I played Borderlands 2 co-op, and I just... Okay, so I'm loving this so far because
Right.
I was a little hot and cold on Borderlands previously.
Sure.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But throw in, like, dumb, like, D&D humor.
Yeah.
And that is like, that's the way to ensnare me into loving a video game. Like, I love it.
Absolutely,
I love it.
Yeah. For those that don't know, like it's got Will Arnett as a voice. It's got Wanda Sykes. It's got Andy Samberg. I mean, pretty stellar cast. That like they interact every a few minutes of the combat. But the combat is Borderlands. It's not
Yeah.
anything but Borderlands. And if that isn't your thing, it's definitely not going to get you this time. But I do think that the humor, like you said, really outweighs a lot of that. And yeah, man. So far, this has been really, really great. What's been the biggest surprise you found?
I think just how much they're leaning into the D&D thing, or excuse me, bunkers and badasses.
Bunkers and badasses, right.
the legally different bunkers.
Yeah.
And that's just made me so happy that like I love a good like medievally fantasy nerd package and throw in humor. It's great. And I think my biggest surprise so far, I guess it's slightly a negative surprise.
Okay.
But when we were choosing our classes, I was really excited when I chose mine because I'm a spore warden. I'm a mushroom bitch. I love it.
Right. Okay.
And I got a little mushroom friend. But I feel like at this point, and granted, since we're playing co-op on our lunch break, like we don't have a lot of time to spend with the game, so I haven't done a lot of menu exploring.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like so far our power-ups are all relatively similar. And like as far as like any sort of special attack or special thing goes.
Right.
So I would like that to be a little bit more diversified, where I'm sure it is down the road once you start going through the tree.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
So, okay, as a Borderlands fan, and then when we get into the character select screen, like at the very beginning, I was almost surprised. I was like, oh, right, this is a D&D knockoff, therefore there should be classes.
Yeah.
But Borderlands isn't about classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't imagine there's that much diversity in like character traits.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe one character is a little faster. I don't know.
Yeah. What character class did you go with?
I have no. The stab and grab them.
Was it Blade Zerk? No, that's not it. It's basically a rogue.
It's
like
a rogue.
Backstabby rogue.
Yeah. And I don't know. It just feels. Ultimately I still just want to get a better gun anyway. Like I don't really know how it matters. And yeah, it's regular guns. For those that don't know, it's not like crossbows. It's not swords. They're just like guns that are themed to D&D, to bunkers and badasses.
There is some like crossbowy things, but they just operate just like a gun.
Sure.
And there is melee, but it's not quite like I would love to do a melee build, but it doesn't really work that way.
No, it's not melee. It's like it's your melee attack.
Right.
It's for keyboard users, it's a very uncomfortable location. That's how little they care about this melee attack. It's not a melee game. I've really like the one really big surprise. This is not a spoiler of any kind. Is when you're playing through the intro and you've beat the intro stage. I don't know, maybe it takes 30 minutes or something. But then you're exposed to the overworld map, and it is like a classical Final Fantasy overworld. Your character's huge on a map. Your
head is huge.
Your head is huge. Yeah, I forgot about that. Your head is huge, kind of awkwardly like old Final Fantasy. Let's see. There are random battles that you can participate in. That part's been really cute.
Yeah, it's been super fun, and the character creator was hilariously fun.
Yeah, it was. It was really fun. Not that like there again, none of it really mattered.
It doesn't. No, not really. But it was just, I don't know. It was fun. You could make such ridiculous characters.
Yeah. Well, so assuming for a second that the four of us stop playing at lunch, do you think you would beat it? Do you think you would go all the way?
I would like to keep playing it, actually. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was actually thinking about playing it, like not advancing the story on my own, but just playing it on my own so I could figure out the menus. Because I've really just been like, is that gun better? Grab it. Or whatever. Like not really like looking at stats or anything, just because we have such a limited time to play right now.
Right.
So I want to spend a little bit of time with those menus and see if I can really make my Spore Warden, which I think a Spore Warden is like a druid / ranger kind of character.
Right.
I want to make her mushroom-tastic.
There, that's cool. Yeah, they when you play multiplayer, they don't exactly let you go into the menus too often because someone if someone wants to move the story forward, if anyone's in the menus, it stops the story and says someone's in the menus.
Yeah, so, which that would be a good time to be in your menu.
Right,
so
right.
So close.
And we always yell like, "Get out of the fucking menu!" Like we want to play the game. But yeah, me too. I think no, I know I would continue the game. I'm really enjoying it. Let's see.
Did you see that 2 weeks after we decided we were going to play and buy it, it is on sale this week?
Fuck y'all at Epic, dude. How much is it now? How much is
I
it
think
now?
it's like 20% off.
20% off? I want 20% on, dude, for being late. Fuck that. No, it is worth it. Get
Yeah,
it
it
right
is.
now. Hell yeah, definitely get the shit out of it.
Hell yeah, we're loving it.
There is one thing that I would like to try out a little bit more in the game. When you play co-op, it gives you an option of like sharing is caring.
Yeah.
And then there's another one where it's like every man for himself. And
I feel like I'd be making bank because I feel like you got like I'll start with the battle, and once the battle's almost over and you guys walk away,
Right.
I'm like, look at all these treasure chests nobody touched.
yeah,
And then I do that, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm so far behind, and then I just run.
yeah. So
I've been doing that every like instance.
in classical Borderlands, you don't play friendly. Like if there's a treasure chest, I'm getting that fucking treasure chest. Like we'll start shooting an enemy, and I'm like, wait a minute, I want that. I'm going to that vending machine. I'm gonna like get anything out of that before anyone else can. And I really like that part, but also I like that we don't have to do that at the same time. But I would like to, moving forward, play a little more viciously.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Be fun.
But overall, like, great job, Gearbox. It's really good.
Hell yeah, nerd jokes rock.
Yeah, no, but no, it's not just nerd jokes. It's like they're well done. This is not.
That's very true.
This is not. What's this stupid gang bang?
That's not what it is.
the Big Bang Theory.
So close yet so far away.
Yeah. So the whoops. The Big Bang Theory is just like Zelda. Get it? But this,
Yeah,
this
isn't that.
this is a lot more subtle, and also like Wanda Sykes and Will Arnett and Andy Samberg play off each other so well. Like,
it's so
I could
funny.
just listen to them talk all day. I don't care what they're talking about.
I love it. I love it.
Like Will Arnett uses his dark and deep voice, and it's just so charming. And he shouldn't have divorced Amy Poehler.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, bad move.
Bad move, dude.
Bad move. Fucking loser.
It's got the Chu-hi stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Not the divorce, the
Yeah,
game.
well, yeah, both. Because what's up, Amy Poehler? Call me out real quick.
Hi, it's me, Jeremy Parrish, co-host of the Retronauts podcast, the only video game history podcast that's been around so long, it's also a part of video game history. Every week, one of the motley rabble who host this show leads a deep dive into the past, whether it's to break down a classic franchise, learn more about a timeless game from its creator, or just wallow in nostalgia. Relive history with Retronauts, here on the HyperX Podcast Network.
And now it's time for our main topic, and it's everybody's favorite topic.
What?
Chu-hi Labs extraordinaire topic.
You're really selling me here.
Chu-his.
Chu-his.
And I thought this would be really fun because, well, number one, it's the name of our studio.
Yeah.
So we can talk about Chu-his. What is a Chu-hi? Maybe people don't even know, and that's fair. And how did we get to the name Chu-hi Labs? We got lots of Chu-hi talk to do.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So what is a Chu-hi?
Fuck it. What is a Chu-hi? All right.
Be
so-
funny if we're like, wait, you don't know?
I thought you knew. No, okay. So for those that don't know, Chu-hi is soda, as in like club soda, meets your favorite Nihonshu, meets, which is Japanese alcohol. It's
Or
just-
shochu. Yeah.
Yeah, or sorry. Oh, I fucked that up already. See?
Yeah, way to
yeah.
go.
Shochu. Yes, shochu, sparkling water, and
Some sort of fruit flavor.
some sort of fruit. Doesn't always have fruit, but like.
Doesn't always have fruit.
But-
But most 99% of Chu-his have fruit.
Right,
I
of
feel like.
course. Yeah, absolutely. So there you got it. It's just it's a light, summery cocktail. Great.
It's delicious.
Great
and,
topic.
As we touched on previously, this is Chu-hi week for me. I have not been having any beer, and I'm going full on Chu-hi. I haven't decided if it's a good idea yet, but I have tried a lot of real good ones. And I think so far my favorite is like a mandarin orange one that's in a can. That one's hella good.
You're
man.
having canned Chu-his?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, if you're gonna walk really far somewhere,
Okay,
you're gonna
so I think
get a walking drink.
I think we should rewind a little bit. We explained what a Chu-hi is in components, but we didn't really explain the culture of what a Chu-hi is. When we were coming up with a name for this company, for Chu-hi Labs, we pitched the name Chu-hi Labs to a lot of people and to Japanese people and said, hey, what do you think of this? And they said, I have 2 questions. 1, do you make Chu-hi? No, we don't. And 2, it sounds like an old grandpa thing.
Nice.
And because a lot of people think that Chu-hi is, it has a reputation for being what an old guy drinks in the park and kind of passes out on the subway.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Shibuya Meltdown.
Shibuya Meltdown. If you've seen any photos like that, they were probably drinking Chu-hi because it's these tall cans. Like who knows how big they are? They're like double-sized cans, and they're like 9% alcohol.
The infamous Strong Zero.
Strong
is
Zero.
considered a Chu-hi.
It is considered it should be fucking illegal.
They're dangerous.
It makes you go crazy. But yeah, that's kind of what people think of when they think of Chu-hi. But like, they can be a lot more than that. They can be made fresh. They can be made like one of my favorite places here in Kyoto is a place called Sour Sour Sour, and they make like fresh, really bizarre ones, including like apple and vinegar and cilantro.
Damn.
And
I gotta try that.
It sounds wacky, but I'm telling you, it like absolutely works. They
It
also
sounds gross, but I would be down to try it because you never know how weird flavor combinations can go.
Yeah, and also cilantro is really good.
Cilantro's really good.
Like cilantro in something mildly sweet is actually kind of cool. Mildly, not, but the sour's in there. Oh yeah. Anyway, I like Chu-hi. Hey, tell me more.
And I think we're bringing up that Chu-hi reputation. Like,
Yeah.
like it's coming around. It's going to be hip again.
It's going to be hip for the first time. I'm pretty down on like, for those in the States, there's a company now called I don't remember, and
It's a good company name.
shut the fuck up. I think it's like oh no, shit, I need to look into this. Anyway, there's a company that's making domestically made, American made Chu-hi cans out of LA right now. So the world is kind of experiencing a Chu-hi
revolution.
Renaissance.
Ooh.
All right. And I think it's probably matching up really well with these sparkling
Yeah, definitely.
booze.
Like the White Claws.
The White Claws
and stuff of the world.
They're
yeah.
better than that, guys.
They are better than the,
Sorta.
I like them a lot. Like, and they've made them in very, like, don't think that all Chu-his are 9%, because like that orange one I've been having, it's only 3% and it's delicious. It's like perfect.
I know what you're talking about. They also make that like the low. They make some super fruity ones. They make like yogurt flavored ones. Those are typically like 3%. Those are great too.
Yeah.
Like those are like nice as like a treat. But like if I'm trying to get down, like the 6 to and up %. The devil. There's some that have like a little devil logo on there, and it's like implying.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's implying you're gonna have more than one of these.
That's a Friday night without a Saturday.
No Saturdays. Skip to the end. Like
just
wake up on Monday.
Try again on Monday.
Yeah.
And so we named our studio Chu-hi Labs.
Right.
And like that was right when I very first joined the company, was when we were like coming up with Chu-hi Labs, coming up with the name.
Yep.
And naming a studio is really hard. Like,
Yes.
do you base it on location, genre, something totally random?
Yep.
Do you want to have a mascot? Like, there's all these things.
Yeah.
So Chu-hi Labs, how did we get here?
Oh man, that's like okay. We're not talking about booze anymore here, guys. I guess, or maybe we are, because we'll get to that. So when I started at the company, our company is officially known as Vitae Backroom. And when I started at the company, I was given the keys to the kingdom on the social media front. I was given all of the access to the Twitters and all the things like that. And like it was, it felt like an uphill battle, because the company had been around for a few years, and like the numbers were fairly, they had some room for improvement.
Yes.
And when you're faced with that kind of thing, I think it's you have 2 options. One, go really hard and work harder than you ever worked in your entire life, or start over. Why not? Because like it's easier to grow from 0 than it is to grow from like middle of the road. I feel like. So for my first year at the company, I was asking, please just let me rename the company, and that never went over well. And finally, at some point, our boss was like, you can't rename the company, but we can brand us.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, we had like an all hands on deck, naming everything.
We had a huge spreadsheet of just like ideas and like.
Yeah.
It's like, where do you start when naming a company? Like, I remember when I first joined, it was like, I came up with a few names. I don't quite remember what some of them were, but they were based on either Kyoto or landmarks nearby or something. It's like, where do you start? Do we want to go for like an animal? Because, you know, like there's a lot of studios that do that. Right. And we had a few runner-ups.
Right.
One has become notorious and a little memified within the company.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be really fun to share.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you take the wheel because it's your deal.
Which one was that? I don't know.
Night Trumpet.
Oh, Night Trumpet.
Night
right.
Trumpet.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. All right. So, it's really hard naming something, and we at some point we all were getting drunk, and we just said the names that we had written down. We had Dr. Science PhD. We had Uncle Tickles.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I still like Uncle Tickles. And we also had Night Trumpet. Night Trumpet was someone said night, and then I thought someone said trumpet. And I said, Night Trumpet? That's stupid. And then at that point, that became like, that's our internal company, like, go get it. Go get them.
Yeah.
You know, like, Night Trumpet.
We use the emojis and Slack.
Yeah.
They always go together.
Yeah, it's like our personal, like, it's our own lore, really. But it's not a good company name. We did try to get somebody to make a logo for it, but like, it's really confusing. Night Trumpet. Like, some people think it's like farting under the bed. Other people think it's like a boner. Like, you know, like it could be like.
Oh my gosh, I never even thought of that, but.
Like, you know, it could be anything, but it's not a studio, and yeah. So
please tell us, dear listeners, if we were Night Trumpet instead of Chu-hi Labs.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
How would it have gone? Yeah.
How would that have gone over?
Draw us logos while you're at it.
Oh, please.
I do want to do something with. I do want to revisit the name Night Trumpet, but you know, maybe that's like a live stream show or something, like a late night.
We got to revisit it because it's a good name, even though it's not, but it is. I don't know.
There is something cool about it because the words don't match. Like,
yeah.
Who plays the trumpet at night, and why is it a night trumpet? Why is that trumpet only for the night? What is that trumpet?
Now I can only think of farts, but.
Yeah, but whatever. I don't give a shit. But yeah, so we're on this journey to find the name, and what I'm leaving out was the very first name that was put on the paper was Chu-hi Labs, and
yeah, it was like at the top of that spreadsheet.
it was literally the first name that was on the spreadsheet. And after I want to say it was a month or 2 months, we were just like, let's just do Chu-hi Labs, and that's what it came down to because it was the least offensive. It sounds really nice, and there's something about people not knowing what it is that also is kind of exciting to me. And it's like people know how to say it, but they don't necessarily know what it means.
Yeah.
So it leaves room to grow. But because everybody knows what a trumpet is, you know, like you already know what it is. But a Chu-hi Labs, like, well, what the hell do you make? I don't know.
It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah.
I really, really like it. And
Yeah.
now we have our little choo-choo logo, and I love that little guy.
We do have little choo-choo. The designer, he wanted to call it Erlenmeyer because named after Erlen.
Oh, because he's named after a flask.
Yeah, but like that's too sciencey, bro. None of that shit. Like,
Yeah, choo-choo.
Choo-choo's sweet. He's a sweet little dude. Yeah, we struck gold with that, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And on that note,
Uh-huh.
you can go to theyeti.com/Chu-hi Labs right now and get your very own Chu-hi Labs katakana t-shirt.
Yeah, get that shirt. Get our mug while you're there. Get the OST for Whitewater Wipeout. You know what? Buy some other stuff. Buy your mom a hoodie from Carve. Chu-hi Labs. That was natural as fuck.
Hello, my name's Jonathan Dunn, host of the O3C podcast. Every week I'm joined by my two best gaming buddies, Chris and Minty, and we talk about the games we're playing, the games we love, and how they rank alongside our sacrosanct top 100 favourite video games of all time lists. Deep dives into gaming mechanics, history and lore abound, all topped off with lashings of irreverent wry British wit, witterings and wisdom. For details on the show and more, head to o3c.games and tune in every Monday on the HyperX Podcast Network.
The news.
Okay, this one I am like excited about,
Uh-huh.
and I hope it's not bad. But you know what? I don't even care if it's bad. Okay.
Okay.
This is what it is. This
Okay,
is
hit me,
ready?
hit me.
Are you
Yeah,
ready?
I'm ready.
The animation studio Cybergroup Studios announced that they're developing a Final Fantasy IX animated series alongside Square Enix.
Okay.
The episode count and length are still unconfirmed, but it's assumed to already be in production. And Final Fantasy IX is legally the best Final Fantasy game.
Uh-huh.
And it's my favorite, and it should be your favorite.
Uh-huh.
And I think it is swept under the rug a lot because people are like, "Oh, it just like looks cartoony
Sure.
or whatever,"
Yeah.
you know. So it doesn't get the love it deserves, I think.
Uh-huh.
An animated series, you know what? Sure. If we can get more Final Fantasy IX some way,
Uh-huh.
I'll take it. Even though I would prefer a Final Fantasy VII style remake, but I'll take what I can get.
Oh yeah, did they stop on that?
No, they're still going.
Okay, so let's talk about Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah.
Is it on? Is it gonna be on like Netflix or some shit?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably though. I would assume it has some deal with one of the streaming services. It's gotta.
Okay, so when you shared it the first time, I found one of those meme makers that's like fake news meme maker.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I said Final Fantasy IX pre-canceled. Because
Pre-canceled.
because I know they're not gonna push this thing forward. There's gonna be one series or whatever it's gonna be, and okay, now I'm being too negative. What do you think it's gonna be about? You think it's gonna be before the journey? What has the most room to grow, after the game or before the game?
That's a good point. I was wondering though if it was going to be more along the lines of like the way like the Persona anime, like Persona 4 anime.
Mm-hmm.
It is the game. It is the game.
Oh.
And I feel like that might be the road that they go down with this.
Yeah.
Like it was so weird when I found out there's a Persona 4 anime. I was like, sweet, I'm going to watch it. And then I
Right.
was like, I've been here. This is just the game. This is the game, almost word for word. Like,
Okay.
which is a weird choice, especially when like Persona 4 was still relevant then.
Sure.
And at least Final Fantasy 9, it's pretty old now. It's like what came out in 2000.
Some odd years. Yeah.
So, oh god,
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Hell
So
yeah.
a lot of people haven't played it. So
Got
maybe
it.
if someone watches this anime and they're like, "Oh, those characters are really fun," or like that story is actually way darker than I thought it was, or something, because they do look cute because they are like chibi.
Right.
But I really hope this just sparks some people who never gave it a chance or something and can go back and play it.
Okay, so now that we're talking more about this, like, it feels like maybe whatever they do, they're going to transmedia this shit for sure. They're going to turn this into they're revisiting the property.
Yeah.
So I assume this means they're going to make like either a sequel and or
They could be testing the waters
remake?
too
Yeah,
to see
it's-
if people care, and maybe like the deal they got. This was just the cheapest route to revisit. is
Yeah.
an animated series.
Yeah,
you know?
because potentially, let's just be hypothetical. Maybe Netflix came to them and said, "We'll pay for you to make one of your Final Fantasies," and they're like, if we revisit one of these, then maybe we could float bringing back the game." Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hopefully it's a stepping stone to another Final Fantasy IX, a Final Fantasy IX remake. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take all of it.
Yes.
can't wait.
So how does the game end? Like, does it end open ended enough?
Spoilers.
Who gives a shit? It came out fucking 22 years ago. Grow up. Does it end in a way where like there's room?
Sort of. It ends in a way that is pretty sweet. It kind of actually does the like National Lampoon wrap up at the end where it shows where everybody's at.
Nice.
I kind of love that.
Oh hell yeah.
And there's a really big twist in that game that I think could be another whole area to explore.
Very cool. Also, I haven't thought about the National Lampoon's wrap up in a long time. Pinto became a U.S. senator.
It sort of does that in a way. I kind of love it.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So yeah, looking forward to see what it is. Please don't suck, but if you do, I still love Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, I hope it's good for you and the Final Fantasy IX fans because like I don't really care, but I also like it when my friends are happy. So
Aw.
yeah, that's cool.
Speaking of happy,
Shit.
the next story is gonna put a smile on your face.
Oh right, Night Trumpet. What you got?
So, The famed Yubari melon auction just happened yesterday at the time of this recording. And these melons always fetch a super high price because they are only grown in the Yubari region of Sapporo, only in greenhouses, and so they're not like a big farm.
Right.
I mean, if you've heard anything about expensive fruit in Japan, it's like a thing.
Okay.
But these melons in particular are now protected by a geographical indication. So they're like a protected thing.
What the hell is a geographical indication?
I have no idea. They're protected by the land of something because they can only be in the thing. I don't know.
Okay, so
They're special fucking
cut to the
melons.
chase a little bit. There's somebody sold a melon.
Yeah, so actually, I guess to explain what their protected status, it's similar to like Wagyu beef. It's kind of in the same vein.
Oh, okay. In that it has to be from a certain place in order
Yeah.
to be called this whatever
Right.
crap it is.
Right.
Got it.
These are very specific melons.
Got it.
And so, without further ado,
Okay.
this year's melon, well, I guess it's a pair
I'm not
of
going to
melons.
like this, am I?
It's a pair of melons.
Okay, nice.
Check out them melons. But they sold for 3 million yen, which is roughly 26 grand in US dollars. And that's a little down from years prior because COVID. People don't have that melon money anymore.
I hate life so much. Like somebody's like, I'm gonna spend $26,000 on 2 fucking melons.
There's also that like famous tuna auction that happens every year as well. That someone
but
buys
tuna's good, bro.
I mean, melons are all right. Starting June 1st, the new Starbucks frap is melon. Speaking of melons.
Oh my god.
It's melon season, bitches.
It's melon season, bitches. All right. So hold on. Let's recap this for the listeners. Somebody bought some dumbass melons for $26,000.
Some very specific fancy melons.
Go into our comments below and tell us what fruit you would spend $26,000 on. And tell Kinsey that that's stupid. Be angry at Kinsey.
I wouldn't buy melons for $26,000. I wouldn't buy melons for $260.
I would buy.
I'd buy a $26 melon though.
Okay, so a few years back, I was invited to be part of buy a part of a watermelon that cost $200.
Was it one of the square ones?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I could not bring myself to it.
Yeah.
And because I think the buy-in was only it was $20, but I couldn't bring myself to spend $20 fucking dollars on a tiny little slice of a watermelon.
I have bad news about the square watermelon. I've heard.
Poison.
I watched a YouTube video on it so it's like the highest of authorities.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a lot of flavor in them just because the way they have to shape them.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it's a little bland.
Well, everyone that participated said it was really good. And
Ah.
I don't even like watermelon that much, but now I at least get a little bit of the, I can try something. I was
Yeah.
a little more curmudgeon-y back then. I'm very curmudgeon-y as it is, but now I'm at least open to the concept.
I'm
But
gonna buy a $25
26
strawberry. I'm gonna do it.
Wait, what? You can buy a $25 strawberry?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's
Fuck
not
it.
strawberry season anymore though. We gotta wait a year.
Okay. All right. Good news.
Fruit. It's expensive in Japan because it's fancy.
Yeah.
And now it's time for Call Me Up, where we answer your Discord questions. You ever want to ask us fools a question? Just go on over to Discord, scroll on down to that Call Me Up channel, and ask your question there.
Yeah. Ask literally any question, and we will answer 100% of them. Ask us about what Kinsey's feet are currently rated on the internet.
No, don't ask about that.
Well, you can look.
So first up,
Yeah.
what's your favorite dessert and why?
Oh, shit.
It's a good question.
That is a good. I'm not a dessert person, but for example, come Thanksgiving, I will take more turkey, and then I will apple pie.
Dessert turkey.
Yeah, desserty. And darn, I'm gonna say a banana split is my favorite dessert.
Ooh.
I don't get them often. I haven't had one in 20 years, but
Like fresh banana, ice cream, chocolate syrup, all of that. It's just
what's up, dude?
perfect.
What's up? Can it get better than that?
And actually, mine, I'll jump off that because I'm not a huge fan of really sweet things.
Yeah.
But I do really like desserts that get a lot of their sweetness from fruit.
Go
so
on.
things like a banana split would qualify,
Yes.
or like tarts, or like apple crisp, things like that.
Yeah.
Or like the really cute Japanese cakes that just have like orange slices and kiwis
yeah.
and shit on them. Yeah, those are hella good.
They are hella good, and I'm a Southern boy, so like apple pie and shit. Also, I do love apple pie. Dessert's kind of good. I'm not super into sweets.
I like apples and dessert is really good.
Yeah,
a good
let's-
apple crisp with like a vanilla ice cream scoop.
Let's get that after lunch.
It's good.
Yeah, dude. All right, cool. That's a good question.
And next up, this one's for Mark.
Okay.
What do you find most challenging and the most fun parts of music writing? What process do you usually utilize when coming up with music? Like a favorite spot to visit to think of ideas, or a ritual that helps you experiment?
So for those that don't know, I'm also a musician, and thank you for asking that, and thank you for reading it. I don't really have a I don't know. I bang my head pretty hard on the wall because creativity is really hard. It's easy to be creative, but it's like when you start to become a perfectionist and you want everything to be the best thing you've ever possibly made. So what I do is I know what I do. I try to write a Pixie song every time, and then it becomes my own thing later. But I always try to write like what would Frank Black do? The Pixies, one of the greatest bands of all time.
Hell yeah! One of the last shows I saw in the U.S.
Yeah, I had tickets to see them before the COVID, by the way. I try to write a Pixie song because they're so inspirational to me. Other than that, I don't know. I need to think about this because it's a little existential. Thank you for asking that.
Do you ever go somewhere to think that's not your office or your house?
Oh, dude, man! Anytime I bring a new musical instrument to a new location, it's like the songs pour out of me. It's really hard to actually do that, though.
Yeah.
Like to be motivated, like to be like, oh, I should go to the river and try this. It's actually there's some weird mental blocker for me.
One thing I've noticed that I really love about Japan is because like a lot of apartments don't allow musical instruments.
Yeah.
A lot of people will do their hobby down at the river or in a park.
Yep.
And I've noticed the past couple weekends when I walk along the river, like there'll be people playing instruments like underneath the like overpasses.
Yeah.
And the sound is just awesome. And
Yep.
I'm like, God, I wish I was like a creative or something, because I feel like that would be really inspirational to go do that and have like a little jam session where like the sound is really cool.
Yeah. I have taken my guitar to like under the bridge because there are a couple spots where like you get privacy, but like, and it's loud, but it's also not spilling out. And like, cause I'm not there to like perform. I want to like go there and like find some bullshit.
Yeah, I saw a girl playing a violin. She was like in a corner underneath the bridge, so
Right.
it sounded really good.
Sure.
But she had her back to the walkway.
Yeah,
Like she wasn't trying to perform. She was,
like practicing
doing
or
her
whatever.
hobby, or
Yeah.
and it was awesome.
Yeah, I love that stuff, man.
Yeah,
It's-
it was
it's-
really, really cool.
To wrap that up, the thing that I actually get inspiration from is other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, like when we do this podcast, like I bounce off of anything you say. I've never bring anything to the podcast, and I'm being dead serious. Like I like you're the rock, and that's the same. Like when I make music, like I feed off of what other people have. Like if someone says sandwich, I'll say roast beef sandwich, and then we add cheese to it or whatever. Like
Improv, I guess I don't want to say comedy, but sort of.
Yeah.
But comedy and music writing, it kind of stems from the same beast a little bit.
Absolutely.
Like it's just creative and being able to think on the spot and being like, hey, what if I changed it this direction? Or
I mean,
it's pretty sweet.
my band is an improv band, which you haven't seen us yet, but we are. So yes, that's what we do. Like,
Nice.
Yeah, hell yeah, great question. It goes further than just like me, like, because I know we all have that kind of thing. Like, what do you do? I'm kind of curious now.
Me?
Yeah, for
I'm not a creative.
that's so not true. I hate when you say shit like that.
But I
like,
think for the most part, I feel like sitting by myself in a room trying to be creative doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I do need to bounce off other people.
yes,
And I think that's when I've come up with my best ideas, is like it's really half somebody else's idea, but you
Yes.
build off each other. And I think that's my favorite way for any sort of creative ideation, whether it's, a silly video for work or a video for my YouTube channel
Right.
or just something that, hey, we came up with this idea while drinking and having a great time. And you
Right.
know what? Maybe we should execute on it.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
just
yeah.
think that's awesome. It's
Yeah.
kind of how the podcast got started.
Absolutely, yeah. This is an interesting question because it kind of exposes our some of our truths, and yeah,
Heard it here first.
Yeah, I don't think I make anything from a void. I think it always comes from it either comes from talking with someone directly, or maybe I had a really fucking bad day because of something I did, or relationship wise or whatever, or at work. That's going to be the inspiration to either cure it or to be like fuck you or whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess it is always bouncing off of somebody. That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Yeah. So what we're saying is it's the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
And last question.
Yeah.
Considering it's all the rage in storytelling these days, I have to ask:
Okay.
if you go to any multiverse, which one would it be? Bonus points for what you'd bring back if you had to return and could only bring home one item, animal, person, cosmic entity, etc.
Whoa.
If you could jump
Holy.
into a multiverse,
Into-
get something, and bring it back, or if you
Whoa.
could just jump into a multiverse and stay there.
What does this mean? Well, okay, you're gonna have to lead me through this.
So I know that,
What is a multiverse?
it's I guess you could say Marvel,
but
how it has
why is
all
it
those different
multi?
moving pieces.
But it's just a universe.
It is.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe I was
Or a
misunderstanding.
lot of people think of a multiverse maybe, and listeners correct me if I'm wrong because I am no expert on multiverses. I
Right.
barely know what it is.
Right.
But I always think of it too when it's a bunch of things come together, like a lot of fighting games,
Okay.
like a bunch of different characters, like Super Smash Brothers. It's like all of these things from all these different IP come together, and they are now their own.
That's
thing.
that I understand.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Or the TV show from the 1990s starring Jerry O'Connell, Sliders, where he goes to different universes using a TV remote.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Or I guess like Doctor Who is really similar to that.
Oh, Doctor Who.
Or what's that? Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap. Hell yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna. Oh, there's some bad ones in that one. Yeah. Do you know which one I'm talking about? We're not allowed to say that one. It's a really good one. It holds up really well. Yeah. So help me out. Where would you jump in?
So
and
the one
steal?
I'm thinking of, I honestly think it would be Nintendo.
Okay.
I feel like I know it's not a very creative answer.
Not at all.
Speaking of talking about the creative process, but I just love all those worlds.
Sure.
And honestly, I could narrow it down to one world in Nintendo, and it would be Pokemon. I do love Pokemon, but it's not my favorite series or anything, but something about the world of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yes, you are fighting, making your animals fight each other.
Sure.
But something about it I think is so charming and so not that far away from real life in a way.
Yeah.
And just that ecosystem I think is so cool. I just pop right in there, grab me a Pikachu and leave.
Right. Okay. That's pretty good. All right. I got no questions for you. What are you gonna do with the Pikachu and leave?
We're gonna be best friends forever, obviously.
Is he a
and
detective?
And then they're gonna fight my battles for me and solve my crimes.
Got it. Cool. All right. All right. Let me just try to
Jump into a multiverse. Just
Yeah,
do it. Just
all right.
take the feet first.
feet first. I'm hopping into the Bible. Okay.
The ultimate multiverse.
The ultimate multiverse, because none of it makes sense. And I'm gonna grab a baby. All right, out of a
Like
manger.
a specific baby?
Yeah.
Oh, that baby.
I'm gonna grab him, and I'm gonna take him back to my world, and I'm gonna raise him, and he's gonna be real bad. And then when he's about 30, I'm gonna teach him, tell him that him and his 12 friends that he's got a bunch of magic.
Nice.
That's all I got, dude.
That's pretty good. I've never thought of the Bible as a multiverse,
It's
but
a
you know what? It
multiverse.
is.
I mean, it is.
It's like a bunch of stories
Yeah.
in one book. That's the definition of a multiverse.
And the timeline doesn't make sense, and it's all a bunch of magical pew pew. I'm back 3 days. You know what I mean? It's just I'm getting into some deep trouble from your looks right now.
The Bible, the ultimate multiverse.
Yeah, Pikachu is more better.
And I feel like my answer's lame. You're over here changing the world, and I'm like, I got a rat friend.
I don't give a shit. I have a rat friend. I almost missed that.
Nasty Labs. Nasty Labs.
All right, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening /watching/ however you get your Nasty Labs. As always, Carve Snowboarding is out now on Oculus Quest, Halloween Forever. You can get it right now on the Switch eShop. And you heard it here first. It may or may not go on sale in June.
How you like me now?
How do you like that? Wishlist Curse to Golf right now on Steam.
Do it.
And Mark, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on twitter.com/thehenrydemos. Kinsey Burke, where can people find you in all of your adventures?
You can find me at Kinzilla, Kinszilla, on all the things, but mostly Twitter. And you can follow Chu-hi Labs at Chu-hi Labs on all the things, but mostly Twitter. And as always, huge thanks to the HyperX Podcast Network, and thanks to all of you for listening, because you are legally the best.
Legally the best.
See you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Yo, and Kinsey's dropping a new hard-ass CRUNK album.